Hey, hey, hey. So, welcome to my live. Let's see what we got here. Making sure I am online everywhere. Let's see here. Cool. It says we're streaming. Definitely going there. Hey, everybody. Welcome to my live. I'm going to talk about your habits. So, what habits are you doing? What are you doing on a consistent basis? And, you know, what does that mean to you? So um, I say that meaning uh, your habits define they define what you get, what your success is, what your challenges are, and so they define your direction. So what habits are you uh, doing each day? Are we curious to know? If you have habits that you need to change, habits that you need to uh, start. Let's talk about some stuff that I'm doing. So on a consistent basis, I read. I read a book. Read 10 pages of a good book every day. One of my mentors said a long time ago. He said, if you want to change your zip code, read a good book, and because your neighbors aren't. And so I get it. I mean, he's talking about the fact that the person you become by reading. And so that's one of the habits that I do on a consistent basis. I also I also pray and meditate every day, and so that's important to me. Um, and I'm curious. I'd love to know. I appreciate you guys jumping on. I'd love to know. What are your habits? What habits are you doing on a consistent basis that makes a difference in your life or the people around you? Um, One of the things as you start wanting to become something or be someone, recently I was talking to somebody and they write. They're right. But I asked them. I said, "Are you a writer?" And it was interesting because they didn't see themselves as a writer, but yet all the things they were doing were things that a writer does. And I said, "So you're a writer?" And so. I'm a business person, so I do the things on a consistent basis that require me a business person. I started growing my social media here on TikTok and Facebook and Instagram, and my goal was to do that. And so to do that, I needed to do some things that I wasn't actually doing on a consistent basis, meaning posting or now starting to do these lives so that people can get to know me even better than just a post, because sometimes those are pretty sterile. And so, so I started to come on here. I was challenged to start doing lives on a regular basis by my mentor and coach. And so I thought, I need to do it. Why not? One of the things a lot of people won't do is things that other people will. And I want to be the person that will do it and get out of my comfort zone. If this is, this is a little uncomfortable for the fact that it's live. And so, you can pre-record videos, you can pre-record stuff, um, and that's a little easier to get by with. But doing a live, most people won't. Most people will come on here and they'll scroll through, like, appreciate you. Hey, Claudia, welcome. Good to see you. Um, Germany's in the house, and so people will jump on and off, but they won't. They'll be behind the scenes, and I challenge you to step out of your comfort zone and do something that will make you a little uncomfortable, and put yourself out there. You'd be surprised what's on the other side of your comfort zone. A lot of the things that you want. So going back to this, so I started posting, and actually I was challenged to post a reel every single day, and tomorrow will mark 90 days that I've posted every single day, 90 days straight. So to me, that's a real commitment, especially if I'm posting on TikTok and Instagram and Facebook for 90 days. I mean, every single day. And I got to tell you, you start thinking, well, I can't come up with that kind of content. Well, now I'm going to challenge myself to start posting more than every day. I'm going to try and post a couple times a day. And my commitment's to come live. I'm going to start doing these Monday, lives on a consistent basis and have a conversation. So I'd love to hear from you. I'm talking about habits is what I want to talk about. Some of the habits, and that's one of my habits that I created for myself was, to go live or go post on a consistent basis. And now I'm going to increase that and challenge myself. Because I know I have a lot to give. I know I have a lot to share, and I know that I can help people. So by me posting on Reels, that's a start. But again, I feel like a live gives me the option, the ability to, be more personable, answer questions, whatever. Let me have it. If you've commented on my lives or my reels, and you've wondered, hey, is this dude real? Is this for real? Here I am, open and an open book. So, excuse me. So I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to see what's going on in your life. And let's see. Awesome, man. I appreciate y'all jumping on. Plus, I wanted to test out the technology to see if I could go live on multiple platforms. And I believe, excuse me, I'm definitely live on Facebook because I see, somebody popped up here. I'm definitely live on TikTok. And I'm just not sure about if I'm on some of the other platforms. So I'll be curious to see. Comment and let me know. I'd love to hear from you. If you're seeing me live on, I'm also supposed to be live on Instagram as well. So, I don't know if I am. Anyway, this is pretty cool though. The fact that, we got technology that allows you to get out there and just, get out there and just be yourself, be someone that, you want to be. So, hey, appreciate you guys jumping on here. I know it's, I know the world of TikTok. I'm sitting here at TikTok. This is my TikTok camera, and this is my Instagram and Facebook, and also YouTube. I forgot I'm live on YouTube too. And so I think it's cool that you can do all these different technologies. And gosh, we're such a microwave society now that we just need instant gratification and boom. So I call it swipe and like, or like and swipe. And so I think that there's so much more to just what social media has given us, and the possibilities. Anyway, I appreciate you guys jumping on. Again, I'm looking to see if I'm on. I don't think my Instagram's working. I tried to use a new deal that allows me to stream to multiple websites, and so if anybody's had some success streaming to Instagram as well as all the others, man, I'd love to hear from you and see what you're doing. But anyway, so I wanted to talk tonight. What I really was talking about is your habits. So, you can create a habit. You can create a habit and do something once, and you can muster up the courage to do it. And it's kind of, let's take this for example, like cleaning your desk. So you can clean your desk. You can create the energy and create the motivation to do it once. But if you don't fix what's underlying, then you're just going to have a messy desk again. And it's a lot, your life is the same way. If you want to change something in your life, and you don't fix what's the root cause, if you don't work on what's causing the original, the result, then you're going to consistently have, the same results. And so, again, let's go back to the messy desk. If you don't develop a system, and I've talked about this on some of my reels, if you don't have a system in place that's going to change that pattern, you're going to have a messy desk again. You're just going to, it's just going to turn out to a messy desk, and you're going to have to muster up the courage to do it again. But if you put a system in place, if you do something that every time you put this in back, you put this in one spot, if you put this in the right spot, and you keep doing that, you won't have a messy desk. You'll have a system in place, and it's that way for your life. And that's one level of habits. Well, the next habit is your identity. So, and I say that, let's go to the fact of the messy desk. So if your identity isn't changed, if you don't look at yourself as an organized person, you're still going to have to muster up the courage. You're still going to have to figure out, and the systems are just going to be, something you have to do rather than something you automatically do. And so if your identity becomes that you're telling yourself, and I'm an organized person, I'm an extremely organized person, I keep everything where it needs to be, then you're going to start doing the things that an organized person does, and you'll start looking for evidence to prove that, because that's what we do. Our natural bend is to look for evidence of who we are, right? And so if you're a messy person, then you're going to look for evidence to find that you're a messy person. You'll find it. But if you start changing your identity to be an organized person, or a runner, or someone that exercises, If that's your goal, is your goal should be okay. Lose weight is one level, but the next level of that is to be someone that works out, and actually to be someone that's fit. And by doing that, you're going to take the actions of doing with someone that's fit and organized and works out. And so when you go to eat, you're going to think about, well, what would a fit person do? Well, they wouldn't eat this, they'd eat that. And so that's what I'm talking about when I say habits become part of your identity versus just a habit. Because, we can muster up, like I said, we can muster up your energy to create a habit and do it, but you won't stick with it because it's not something, you're going to look at it as something you have to do. But if it becomes part of our identity, we do those things on a regular basis. I mean, I once found or read something that, you put the same shoe on, or you tie the same shoe every single time. When you put your shoes on, you actually put the same shoe on your right foot or your left foot. You do that the same every time because it's your identity. That's what's ingrained in you, right? And so that's what I'm trying to help people get, is these kind of habits that become ingrained in you that you don't even have to think about it. Because if you can do that, if you can create habits that become part of your subconscious and your natural, then you opens up the possibilities of doing more things and you actually have more time. But if you have to consciously think about these things on a regular basis, then you won't. And so by having a habit that you can identify with and becomes part of your identity, you'll stick with it and you'll become that person. And you'll actually start, like I said, you'll start creating, you'll start looking for reasons. You'll start looking for evidence that you are that person. So, like I said, if you start going to the gym the first couple of times you go to the gym, you're not going to consider yourself somebody that works out or someone that's fit. But the more you go, the more you will say to yourself, I'm someone that works out. I mean, that's why I was saying earlier, I was someone that was posting somewhat consistently. I was doing 2 or 3 times a week, and I was like, okay, I'm not someone that's on social media consistently. But I started posting on a regular basis. I started posting consistently every single day. And now tomorrow will be 90 days straight that I've posted on social media, which I think, for me, that's a big deal for me. That's an accomplishment because I wasn't doing that. I haven't ever done anything on purpose for 90 days straight. I mean, that was just to be honest with you. And so, I thought that was cool. And so I know that I can identify with someone that's being an influencer on social media. Thankfully, man, I thank you for all the followers. Gosh, I've grown with followers on Facebook, and I truly, truly appreciate that. I mean, I appreciate, people comment and encourage, and I just really appreciate that, and that's awesome. And even the ones that encourage me on all the other platforms as well, it's just been so gracious, and it's really cool. I mean, I really enjoy it, and so I want to start coming on these lives on a regular basis and start bringing value to people that have been gracious enough to support and encourage me. I want to give back. I want to use this as a platform to give back. So if you follow me, if you're on one of these platforms and you follow me, and want to and would, man, let me know what would help you, what would be supportive to you, and I would really appreciate that, and I'd love to be able to help. So yeah, and also I'm just jumping on here for the first time in a long time, from a live perspective, and so you just never know what's going to happen, man. I just love the fact that you can be live and be myself. Scrolling through here, so the comments, appreciate that. And so I haven't gone live very much on I haven't gone live on TikTok, so here I'm on TikTok over here. And I haven't gone live on TikTok very much, so I'm not sure what all the stuff that's popping up, but it looks like people have sent me some stuff. Well, that's cool. I don't even know what that means. Man, if you comment below if you know what that means, I don't even know. Because, like I said, I've just started, live on TikTok. I've done some lives. All right, let's see. Joker Baker says he wants to jump on, man. Let's do it. Let's go for it. I think I did it. And if I messed up, I'll try it again. Hit me again, man. Sorry about that. Oh, well. So, Anyway, so I went live here tonight. I wanted to go live because I was being challenged to go live, and so uh, let's see, man. I just got to figure out these messages from people. Um, see how the comments come through. This is really really cool. I'm just really enjoying the fact that I can go live on multiple platforms at one time. I just don't know if I'm going live on Instagram. Let's see here if this is it. No, that's not it. So I don't think I went live on Instagram. I don't think that one went through because I'm on a different setup, and it doesn't show me live on Instagram. But I am definitely live on Facebook, and so I appreciate anybody that's jumped on Facebook with me. I saw Claudia on there a few minutes ago. So hey, if you're joining me live, I appreciate comment live. If you're joining me on the replay, I'll probably have to edit some of this stuff out because of the fact that sorry, sitting here going this is pretty cool. Am I live? What's this say? Oh shoot. Done. Sorry guys. People are going to jump on here and think, what the heck is he doing? What the... I'm going to send myself a test because I want to see what's going on. Appreciate y'all jumping on here. I want to see if my comments come through. Oh, there it is. It does come through. So, very cool. Hey, so I'm just on here live. Because I committed to going live. I'm gonna start going live here every single Monday. Just kind of get people a way to get to know me, ask questions. If you wanted to see something from me, if you've seen some of my posts and on my different platforms, and you saw a post and you want some more information, or just if you want to get more from me or have questions, man, I'd love to hear from you. Love to know what's going on in your life. But I want to talk about habits, and I was talking a little bit earlier about the habits and how important habits are to develop your success. So if you're one of the people that are if you're somebody that's trying to grow and do something with your life and change things, then the habits are definitely going to do that. I mean, if you have good habits, they're going to take you in the right direction. If you have bad habits, it's going to take you in the wrong direction. And so habits definitely define your pathway, your trajectory. And so one of the big things that I feel you have to do, and I'm learning, is that you've got to define your habits, and your habits have to define your identity. And so the fact that, just creating a habit, and I talked about this a few minutes ago, but if you just try to create a habit like I'm going to clean my desk because I don't want it to be messy, then you're going to have to muster up the motivation to clean your desk again unless you change your systems. So unless you change your process, your systems, the things you're doing on a regular basis, your habits, then you're going to have a messy desk again. It's just going to happen. And so so it starts there. You got to create a system that's going to create the process of what you want. So if you want to start, if you want to exercise and lose weight, well, you have to create a system that makes sure you go, work out on a regular basis, and you're gonna have some accountability there as well. But that's a good start. But if you just do that, then most likely you're gonna have to keep pushing yourself, and you'll fall off. But if you create an identity, then you'll start looking for evidence that will keep that habit going. So let's just talk about the desk again. Let's go back to the messy desk. So if you create the identity that you're an organized person, not only will your desk, because you're going to create a system for the desk, but you'll start doing other stuff in your life that'll keep you organized. You'll start, maybe laying out your clothes for the next day, or putting things together for you to go work out, or whatever those things are. And what'll happen is you'll start looking for evidence of who you want to be. And so you'll start seeing, well, that you're doing that on a regular basis. Your desk is staying clean, and more things that become organized in your life, or the more and more you go work out, you're going to have this identity that you're someone that works out, that you're someone that exercises, that, Anyway, I saw somebody make a comment. What? I'm not sure what that was, but anyway, had a comment pop up that was crazy. So the more and more you do that, the more and more you have evidence that you will be that person. So you'll be an organized person. You'll come and you'll put things away. You'll have this system. So it definitely starts with a system. Whatever the case is. Whether it's financial, where you want to be organized with your finances, or you want to, like I said, you want to start dieting. A diet is not going to do it for you. You've got to see yourself as someone that's released weight, and and you got to see yourself as the person that's already released the weight, not like you're going to release the weight. If you're wanting to be a writer, well, then you got to do the things that a writer does. You got to do the things that someone that's on a diet does, and then you'll become that person that's releasing the weight. If you want to exercise, you got to do the things that someone that exercises does, and you'll see more and more evidence of that. And that's what really drives us, because our identity is what we can get behind. I mean, there's things that you identify yourself as now, if you really start thinking about it. You would identify, and there's things that you do automatically because of that, because of how you identify yourself. And so I'm saying, create habits, create systems that are part of the identity of the person you want to become, part of the thing that you want to accomplish, not just the goal, because the goals aren't enough. If the goals were enough, then everybody would be there, right? Everybody would accomplish it. And that's just not the truth. I mean, I did a post the other day. I mean, Olympics, all the people in the Olympics want to have the same goal, right? They want to win a gold medal. At the Super Bowl, they had the same goal. They wanted to win. They wanted to win the Super Bowl. But what made it different, right? The people they identified themselves with. Yeah, okay, they worked hard, but it was all the work up to that. They worked up to be a championship team that day. And all that came to fruition on that single day. And that's why they achieved their goal. And what's crazy is the other side of the coin, right? So if you just have a goal and you don't identify it and it doesn't change your identity, then when you reach the goal, you fall flat. It's like, okay, great, I reached my goal. Now who am I? Now what am I? And so why I say all that is because if you have the identity, you'll continue. You'll set a new goal. It won't be about the goal anymore. It'll be about the person you've become and the person you're becoming. And so it's like I said, goals are about identity. Habits are about your identity. And by doing that and doing these goals and reaching these and doing these habits, you'll reach what you're trying to achieve. And so, yeah. Add a live goal. Man, I just think I'm really enjoying this whole trying to figure out this whole thing here, because I've never done live on. I've gone live once on TikTok, and it's pretty cool. I've definitely gone live on Facebook and YouTube, which is interesting. Let's see if my comments are coming through, because I know I'm live. I can see that. I'm live on Facebook. I can definitely see that because I saw that earlier. But am I live on YouTube? I'm obviously live on TikTok because here I am here. I can see myself on that. Let's see. Am I live on YouTube? So anyway, loving it. I am. I see me there. Very cool. Now what if I do a comment? No. I'm on whatever, close. I'm going to do a test. Test YouTube. Hey, that one comes through too. Man, that is super cool. So how about the fact that I can do that? If I can, that you can go live on multiple platforms. I love technology. So this is great. Hey, if I didn't achieve anything today, I achieved the fact that I went live and I was able to go on multiple platforms, which I think is pretty cool. Um, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what all these other things that are going on in my TikTok screen over here, but I know the camera's here for this and the lives, and that part's fun, man. I'm just super cool. Appreciate anybody that's jumping on. What the? Yeah, so one of the things I really wanted to talk about, and I kind of was talking about it earlier, is just your habits of your life. And, you know, if you're one of those type of people that are trying to change some bad habits and create some good habits, then, you know, I encourage you to, well, one of the books I've read is Atomic Habits, and that's really been an awesome book. And so I would encourage you to start looking at your habits, looking at where the trajectory of your habits are taking you. You know, so is it a good habit that's going to, if you continue to do that habit, is it going to take you in the direction that you want to go? If you need to change that habit, what's the habit need to be? And that's really what what I've been talking about, and really encouraged by, is, you know, changing that habit. And it's not just the habit. And so I've said it earlier, and I'll say it again. If you just create a habit to clean your room, or clean your desk, or clean your office, then you're going to have to muster up the motivation to do that again, because your desk, you haven't changed anything. You've just cleaned your desk. And so you've got to take it to the next level, which would be a system. What you got to create a system, put a system in place that your desk is going to stay clean, your room's going to stay clean. So it means putting things back when you whatever that system is, and that's most likely to be a system of putting things back. Same with, you know, if you're going to be one person that you want to maybe release some weight, and so you're going to exercise on a regular basis, that's your goal or your habit, then it's maybe laying out your workout clothes the night before if you're going to go work out in the morning. Maybe it's changing gyms to where the gym's on the way home or on the way to work, rather than, you know, having to drive out of the way, right? Make things simple for you. And that's a start. That's good to have those systems, but you've also got to change your identity. And when I say that, I mean, you got to start looking at yourself as someone that works out, someone that's organized. So say it's cleaning the room. You have to start looking at yourself as someone that's organized. You have to start looking at yourself as someone that works out. And the more you do what a person that works out does, you're going to have more evidence, and it's going to continue to build that habit. But because it's not just about the system. It's not just about doing it one time. And like I said, you're going to have to keep doing it. And yeah, that's going to develop a habit in itself. But again, once you reach the goal, like say it is to release a certain amount of weight, once you reach that, then you reach the goal, and it just becomes an empty goal. So by having an identity as someone that works out, you'll continue to work out past that goal, past working out whatever that weight is released, and you'll continue to do it because that's who you've become. And so I say that meaning, if you want to be a writer, then start writing. And the more you write, the more evidence you're going to have that you're a writer, and the more you'll do it. So maybe it's posting a blog on a regular basis if you want to be a writer. You know, if you want to, you know, maybe it's sending an email newsletter out on a consistent basis to become a writer. And the more you do that, the more you'll have evidence that you're a writer, and you'll become a better writer, to where you start believing in yourself as you're a writer. It's not just about the affirmation. It's not about that. It's about the systems. And so maybe it's finding a way to write it's something simple for you. And so maybe, like I was talking about earlier, the organizing your room. Well, if you want to be an organized person, then you have to put systems in place, but you also have to do the things that an organized person does. And the more you do it, the more you see your desk is clean. The more you see that your stuff is put back on a regular basis, the more evidence it is that you're an organized person, and you'll have that identity, and it'll stick with you. That habit will stick with you rather than just, willy nilly, or just like, I want to have the motivation. Because if you have to keep building up the motivation and encouraging yourself to do something, man, it'll fall off. It just won't be there for you. But we do the things that we identify ourselves as being, whatever that is. And so I hope that makes sense. I hope, I had a few people jump on here, and I appreciate y'all jumping on. And so I hope that helps you understand how important it is to have good habits, that the habits are going to take you in the direction you want to go, in the direction that you're going, whether it's good or bad. You're going to have good habits and bad habits. But it's not just about the habits themselves. It's also about the systems you put in place, and then the identity you identify yourself that are going to develop those habits and consistently make you do those habits. And so whatever they are. And so I'd love to hear from you. If any of this is landing for you. Put in the comments if something like this is landing for you. If you struggle with bad habits and you're like, man, how can I get over them? How can I get through them or bust past them? Man, I'd love to hear from you and love to help you. My wife just sneezed. Bless you. She's sneezing again. Bless you. So, anyway, I appreciate you jumping on, and I want to talk to you. I want to help. I mean, that's one of the things that I want to use this Monday motivation for, is to bring value to people and help them in a big way. I got some other technology things that I can do, man. But right now, today is all about habits and your motivation. And so, and if you got some questions about that, or have any comments about your habits and how maybe you struggle with some bad habits, or you struggle with keeping your habits and doing something on a consistent basis to reach a goal, man, I'd love to talk to you about it. So, yeah, jump on there if you're on there live. But anyway, it's been I've been on here for about 30 minutes, and so I was going to certainly cut it off at 30 minutes. I went a little over, but man, I appreciate everybody that's jumped on here, and I just appreciate the fact that technology is giving me the ability to jump on live on multiple different platforms. So thank you so much. If you follow me on social media, I appreciate you. I'd encourage you to check out my different pages, my profiles, and check out if I can bring you some value. I'd love to. So God bless, and I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful evening. And I'll definitely be back here next Monday for my next live. So appreciate you. And that one, boom, and